Now that you've downloaded the MedBridge Go app, go ahead and click on the app to open. Click Get Started. And here it's asking you to enter the access code, which you will receive via text or email. You can copy it and paste it. Click Verify Access Code. Highly recommend enabling any type of shortcut. That way you don't have to enter the access code each time. It'll now gather your exercises, and we're ready to get going. What it's going to try to do here is get you to press the big blue button, which you can do, and it will walk you through each one of your exercises step by step and rep by rep. This can be cumbersome. So what we typically recommend people to do is to go to the Resources tab, which is in the middle bottom of the toolbar. And here we have everything that we're going to need at a glance. We have the name of the program up at the top, so if you need to reference that for any reason. If we scroll down to the bottom, we have more resources. Here is where we are going to do our range of motion pre-checks. So the particular program that I have loaded right now is a squat mobility program that targets both the ankle and the hip. So it has an ankle mobility check and a squat mobility check video to watch to assess your relative hip and ankle range of motion. If that range of motion is satisfied, meaning it's totally sufficient, you don't necessarily need to do the mobility work. This program does have specific hip mobility, specific ankle mobility, and specific movement prep and activation for these various patterns. So if your range of motion is satisfied, you can just skip ahead and only do the activation pieces, or you can email us back and we can set it up so that your mobility exercises are no longer shown. However, if you have mobility restrictions, you can now follow the program as it is. Here we have our exercises left to right and top to bottom in tile format. We're going to start off with our hip mobility. So it'll have a lacrosse ball self-mobilization and a banded distraction. We then move on to our ankle mobility, where we have a self-mobilization of the calf and then a banded mobilization for the ankle. Beyond that, we have our squat prep activation exercises, which includes all of our muscle activation and dynamic prep. And if you have any questions on these exercises, you can click one of the tiles. Here it will have the name, how frequently to do it, how many sets, how long to hold. There is a written description, then there's also a video. If you click the play button on the video, it will demonstrate the movement with audio, so it has all the verbal cues you would hear as if you were in class or getting direction from one of our physical therapists on the movement. To exit out, just go ahead and click the X, and we have that for all of the movements all the way down. We always start with some sort of a soft tissue, move into activation, then we start with simple to complex dynamic movement patterns, and we always finish with a little bit of load. So you'll see that here where we have the banded activation, we have the dynamic prep, and then we start to load the movement pattern with a goblet squat in this example. So if you follow the sequence of the video, you will have everything that you need to improve your movement starting today. If you are somebody who likes reminders, you can go ahead and in the upper right-hand corner, there's a settings wheel. You can click on that and you can set reminders under notifications here in the middle. You can also set it to give you an inactivity reminder if you have not performed your exercises via the app in 2 days. That can be helpful. If you have selected multiple programs, we can put them all on one page with a block. So that way you have, so let's say you have a squat prep and you also have an overhead prep. We can put them one right after the other and just put a block that notates the end of one program and the beginning of the next. Or we can also add another access code if you request one. That way you can toggle back and forth. However, we also find this to be a little cumbersome. It's almost nicer just to have everything in one place. So again, you now have everything that you need in the palm of your hand to start moving better today.